Hello everyone, I welcome you here again. So today we have Mr. Bhagwat Ghule with us. So welcome sir.
Thank you.
Uh, Mr. Bhagwat is currently a PhD scholar from IIT Bombay. So we'll start with your academic journey first sir. Please tell us.
Yeah, so thank you for Upright Research for inviting me on the platform and talking about my PhD experience and the learnings. So, starting with the academic journey, so I completed my 10th from the like from Ullasnagar. Like pretty, I was from the vernacular medium. I did my schooling in Marathi medium. After that, in 12th, I took the science. In that particularly, uh, I was interested in engineering and mathematics. So I took the engineering field. So I did my bachelor's, BTech bachelor's in mechanical engineering. So in that when I was doing the mechanical engineering bachelor's, that I in that particular specifically, if you see the mechanical engineering, there are mainly three streams are like prominent. First is the design, second is the thermal, and third is the manufacturing. That's how we classify. So in that I had a very like more interest towards thermal engineering. So keeping in that mind, I prepared the gate examination. So in 2016, so I passed out. So I completed my 12th in 2012. In 2016, I completed my bachelor's. So I completed from Rajaram Bapu Institute of Technology. So that was the that time it was a newly autonomous institute, and it was a pretty good decent engineering college with reputed faculties and good facilities over there. So I started preparing for the gate examination, and in 2016 I qualified the gate examination. After that, I I applied for this thing the through gate. I applied in IITs and NITs. So specifically, so I looked at all the this thing because I mentioned earlier I had I had interest in thermal engineering. So but when I looked at that, there are potentials in the other fields also. So I thought, okay, even if it's a thermal, I can pursue something in the material science and engineering. So I looked at the website of IIT Bombay. So there were four streams again in for MTech specialization. So in that specifically, there was a material science, steel technology, process engineering, and corrosion science. So I was fortunate enough to get into the corrosion science specialization. So I joined in 2016 as a MTech student in the in corrosion science specialization at IIT Bombay for my masters. So in that, so while but because everyone like from the being the mechanical background, if you're from the other background also, when it comes to corrosion, we daily life we see in the daily everyday life we say that normal metal or the just mild steel, which is just normal material, it is around us and that is getting rusted. So we just know the corrosion means only a rust, that brown color oxide layers form on the surface. So I was also having apparently that much knowledge only. After that, when I entered into the corrosion field, there was like the faculties here were enlighten us about the what are the different what are the actually what is a corrosion. We started our journey with what is a corrosion, and after that what are the challenges associated in the corrosion field. And if you not believe, like just I just want to state the fact, like around in the globally we are spending 3% of global money towards spending to prevent the corrosion. Actually globally we are spending that much of money. So I got very much interested into the field, specifically because of my professor who is happened to be later my MTech supervisor and the PhD supervisor also. So he taught us about the some courses, mainly the aqueous corrosion courses, and I got too much interest into that. After that, as I told, like I just want to link. So when I was in mechanical engineering for the last semester, we had a seminar. So that time I was looking in thermal engineering. I was looking some aspect about the new emerging trends, like it's about supercritical water technology. So where like we are increasing the temperature pressure to increase the efficiency of the boilers, and so that we'll have the lesser CO2 emissions. So this was the technology that I was interested. So I deliver a seminar for as a part of curriculum in my BTech. And when I came to the masters, we had a corrosion in different industries, one course. In that there was a subject called corrosion in high pressure high temperature boilers. Like if you say the nuclear reactors, also primary water nuclear reactors, boiling water nuclear reactors, then there are supercritical boilers, then the subcritical boilers are there. So in that I got immediate connect with that. Okay, this is something interesting, and from where I can pursue my further academic journey, because that was the trigger point actually to say that, because I was a master student, and a lot of master students are not like, they are not much interested to pursue the PhD, because PhD is again a long, challenging journey, I would say. So at that point, I got a trigger. Okay, this is something I was truly interested, and luckily I happened to got that project also about the advanced ultracritical boilers. So we're looking about the steam side oxidation problem of this advanced ultracritical boilers. So I started my masters, and after that, so there's a provision in IIT Bombay, like you can change your master's program to the PhD program. So I applied for that program, and I got through in the PhD process. So like, unlike other programs, unlike if you're a master's student and you're applying for the PhD, there are other processes are also involved. So in my case, I was a master's student, so there was internal evaluation only. So I completed the internal evaluation, got through that. And second thing, there is a like, I just want to say some criteria for that. So there was some peer percentage for the masters. So I got 9.6 CPI, and after that, so that was interest of the topic. So I like to address a lot of PhD students over there who wants to pursue the PhD or who wants to pursue the PhD or who are just started their journey. The PhD starts with the basic about what triggers you and what you have interest. Like, there's like we say, this is something that I can pursue for long time, not just for a short time. So that is first highlight, like I want to emphasize that field. So so that's how I started my, then I started in 2018, I started my PhD journey with IIT Bombay. Completed my thesis, waiting for the reviews. So this was yeah, pretty long process. Yeah.
Okay. Uh, Sir, actually, your voice was
Yeah.
breaking, but anyways, we were able to
Okay.
understand what you are saying. So, sir,
Okay.
lot of scholars
Hmm.
think that only academics are the options available once they complete their PhD. So, do you want to share something? What other opportunities are available? Who wants to go to industry or something? Any opportunities you want to share some light on it, sir?
Yeah, sure. See, it is general belief that the person who gets into the PhD program, mostly they will turn into the academia, but that is not true. In the, if you see the current or emerging trends, a lot of PhD students are opting for the other than academia. Like, so everyone knows about like how, what are the opportunities available in the academia. Like, you can be a professor, but apart from that, you have a lot of industry opportunities coming up. So to be specific, let's say we have metal science field. Currently, the semiconductor industry is booming. So in that, those who are working in the field of semiconductor materials, they have a lot of scopes in the companies. They can, as a PhD scholar, they can go there, set up a lab, study the material, make the process. So that options is available. So industry option is always there, that people should always think about the industry. Should people can think about the industry option. That is a
Mhm.
pretty good option, and the pay is also reasonable. Not like that. Yeah, I understand that it is very specific to get into the industry, but those are the option. Then the second third thing is that you can apply for the government CSR labs are there. So if you can just go to the CSR websites and Google about it, there are a lot of labs available. So depending on the your nature of work and the field of work, you can see the positions available. Like, there are just to give an example, recently there was a vacancy in the CSR lab from the SICRI, that is Center for Electrochemical Research in that is in Tamil Nadu. So there was a vacancy available for the scientist position for the PhD students, and also for the master students, like for some engineering positions were available. So those were some options. Their CSR labs, including also like after PhD you have, there is in the BRC, if you see, there is a KSKRA fellowship program is there. So in that fellowship, I know it's like it rarely comes, but yeah, there are, that is a kind of a lateral entry for the PhD students into the BRC. So that option also one can explore. And like after immediate after PhD, most of the students are opting for the postdocs, like
Hmm.
postdoctoral research to get again into the more experience and more experience, although to work on the some related field of their work, which is related to their PhD work, or something different like some other equipments, and to enhance their research skills. So that options are there. So these are the four options I can recommend to the scholars who are currently joining or about to join. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, sir. It was quite informative. So I have seen your profile. You have best paper award winner for one international conference. So do you want to share your experience about it?
Yeah, so as a part of PhD scholars, there's like when you have concrete results with you, you can present your work into the national and international conferences. So a lot of conferences are there available. Basically, conferences are meant to share their research insights to the scientific community, and to get some in-depth knowledge about the other fields also. So the part of my work, so I presented my work in, there was one conference that held in the Mumbai itself, that is MET plus STS conference. It was held in 2022. So there I presented about my work on the oxidation behavior of nickel based alloys in uh, advanced critical conditions. So there I presented. So moreover, I would just focus because my work lies in the application domain. If you see in the PhD, there are specifically two types of works, I will say. It's one is the fundamental science and second is the applied science. So my work comes in the applied sciences. So there I more focus on the application part and what problems are associated with the this regarding the steam oxidation, and how we can address about the material stability problem, and about other like what can be the mechanism, why it fails, and how we can prevent that. So through that I got the best paper presentation
Okay.
award. So it was a quite a good conference. Also there is that was a one international conference held in Mumbai. There are a lot of conferences. So I in 2022 I attended one more conference that was in Germany.
Okay.
So that was European Congress conference. So we called corrosion insurance, we call that as a Eurocore conference. Is one of the prestigious conference in the Europe continent. Mainly the Europe countries
Okay.
organize that conference. Right now the conference is going on in the Brussels. So last year it was in the Germany. So when you go to the international conferences, like say on the abroad, Europe or UK or US, so there you come to know about what are the methodology people are adopting to conduct their work, how they are analyzing the data, how they are presenting the data. Then also in the conferences for the scholars, like the scholars who are about to graduate, like about to finish their work, for them it's like when you go there you can find some opportunities regarding for your after PhD journey, like for a postdoctoral fellowship you can ask some of the professors, contact directly, because in the conference it is like kind of one-to-one discussion.
Mhm.
So that conferences provides you the good platform. So here I like to say that as one of that conference last year held, so I happened to interact with the remote faculty from the Institute of Wisconsin Madison, US. I had interaction with him, and after that he said you can write to me for your this thing, for postdoctoral fellowship at my university. So later on through process, I got that opportunity. So after this completion, the next month I'm joining University of Wisconsin Madison in the US for postdoctoral fellowship. So
That's
that's
wonderful.
like in my case, yeah. So in my case, it was good. Like that's what I'll recommend you. Viewers and with upcoming research scholars, that yes, conferences are must, like those who are wants to attend the conference or get into the go for the abroad conferences, they should must go attend conference, get some insights about the work, other works, and also you can have one-to-one discussion. Like you can make a strong you can find some collaboration, or either you can have some good networks, and that can also give you some opportunities also.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you for sharing this wonderful experience. So, a lot of scholars, they want to publish their research works in, reputed journals. So, how to identify
Yeah.
particular, target journal for your, as an outlet for your research work? You wanna share something about it?
Yeah. So there are see, for the research journals, I will say currently there are like two types of research journals are there. First is the peer-reviewed research journal, and second is the open access research journals. So what's the difference in the peer-reviewed and open access? Actually, in the open access also there is a stringent and critical reviews also there, but generally when it is a peer-reviewed journals, that is like you don't have to pay the what is the registration fees or other what are the charges are there. It will be a free kind of a journals, peer review journals. In open access you have to pay their fees, uh, so that you can get the immediate reviews and other part of the process that is actually meant and designed for that purpose. So when you are working in the field, when the field, like as I mentioned earlier, when you start your PhD journey, so you have to get into the first, you have to identify the research problem and then get into started with the literature review. So in the stage of the literature review, you look your topic or related work in the lot of journals which are available online. So there are a lot of platforms are available. Science Dialectics, elsewhere platform of Science Direct is there. Then the Scopus is there. Google Scholar is there. So these are some platforms. So you can check the papers, and when you're checking for the papers, you can see what kind of work that is published in that particular journal. So you can you can list some journal names for publishing your work in that journals. So that way also, like when I was working in the corrosion in my field, so I have listed some 3 4 journals names. So these are my targeted journals. So regarding the journals, there's one more thing, like there's a called impact factor is there. So impact factor, there are other parameters to decide the impact factor. So it is considered that when you submit your paper into the high impact factor journal, it is more it is critically reviewed, and you will get more appreciation and acknowledgement for that particular work. So yeah, so like first is a peer reviewed journal. In that you can list out the peer reviewed journals through your literature survey, that what are the potential journals you can publish. And second is the open access journal. So you can just check on the websites that what are the open access journals you can publish in the open access journals also.
Okay. Thank you so much for sharing this information with all of us, sir. So, is
Yeah,
there anything
yeah, yeah.
else you want to share with all the viewers?
Yeah. So uh, like as I mentioned, like when you started, so the PhD journey, it's quite exhilarating journey. It's there will be a lot of up and downs will be there. So you have to be more perseverant, and you have to be more resilient in this throughout this journey. Because when you see, like in particularly in India, when you complete your BTech, you will be at the age of 22. Complete your masters at the age of 24. Then you have the long journey of PhD. So it's like a five years, or average 5 or 6 years kind of journey. So in that, because that's the period where as a person you are also growing, and as a person you are also growing professionally and personally also. So when you are in academia for PhD, so you have to think about, firstly when you are in masters, you have to think about the interest, like what passion you have, whether you have really a passion for research work. And when you have lows in the PhD, that time you can think about those the passions, and what kind of, like what why do you started the PhD journey in the first place. So that will always keep you motivating throughout this journey. So I'll suggest the scholars or upcoming scholars that yes, you stay motivated throughout all the process. There will be a lot of problems about professional and the personal problems, and from the financial side, academia side, but yes, at the end it is what you actually liked, and that's why you came to the PhD program. You did some work, fantastic work, and you have the whatever the work you have done, if it is in the applied sciences or even in the fundamental sciences, ultimately it will benefit the larger society. So definitely your work will be taken, and it will benefit it for the society and the scientific community. So you can just think in that aspect and just be motivated throughout the process, and you can be like you can complete your journey.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your learning and time with all of us. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much for inviting me again. Upright Research. Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you.